Hello, I'm Chris, this is Growers Models, and welcome to issue 62 of Building R2D2 from Deagostini. This one, we continue building the framework of the dome head and frame fittings apparently, and then start to work a little bit on the internals of the head a bit more. But interestingly, we get to revisit this piece, which actually came in issue 1. One of the first pieces that they gave us. And we haven't used it now until issue 62, so we're let's say more than a year down the line from when we received it. A few more pieces that we've received this time as well, a couple more head panels, and one that we received again a little while ago. Nothing else in there, get rid of that, and a couple of mounting pieces for the internals, as I say, and some more tape obviously. So what we're doing, first of all, we're taking that plate, faceplate from issue 1, 2 longer tapes provided, stick them so they span both the openings in there, put in those panels in the opening, and then we're doing some more work on the internals. I'll do on the top section really. So I'm actually going to put those aside for now, come back to the instructions when I need them. Obviously doing this bit is going to be the first piece. Now it said use 2 of the longer ones, and these are the longer ones, so I'll put those out the way for now. Let's cut this open, get those out, throwing away my rubbish as I go. So we've got those, which obviously this is going to go, hopefully you can see. Let me put another light on if that helps at all. Maybe a little bit. They're going to be filling in these 2 gaps here. Obviously it matters which way round. Actually they've got little key cut out pieces, so you can only get them one way round. But let me just double check to make sure. Yep, the circle is closer to the other side, so it is that way round. As ever, I'm going to stick these down on the inside, and because of the way I've got everything set up and the camera, you can't really see what I'm doing on this, but I still haven't figured out a better camera angle or anywhere I can work when it gets bigger. I've got some removing and replanning and working out to do when we get to that stage, which hopefully it will be in a couple of months. As ever, I've stuck those down, making sure they're obviously nice and secure, and then peeling off the backing to leave just the tape. Now again, making sure you get these the right way round, the circle near the circle, dropping it in place, and then from the outside making sure they line up properly, centrally, where they need to be. And that is that. These are obviously getting there now. All of the bottom sections actually complete, except for the circular hole where the eye goes. So that's that. Now let's have a look at the instructions for the circular panels. Using the keyhole slot in the centre as a reference point to these 4 ribs, so we need, let's turn it around so we can see. If we've got it that way round, we're doing the bottom 4, not the top 2 furthest away from me here. Curved stick around the edges, around those, and then getting the bits in the right places. So let's put that around there for now. Let's move my rubbish out of the way again. Let's open up these straight edges. There should be 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Yep, they've given us the right number of pieces. So I'm not putting in these 2, just the 4, those 2 and those 2. So as ever, this is tricky to do on camera. It's actually not difficult to do, but it's difficult to do while making it visible for you to watch. I'm thinking I'm just about there. So let's get that across there. There's one. Rid of that one. Sort of feel the metal either side with my fingers to make sure I'm in the right place centrally. These do seem to be just the right thickness to fit on there, so you haven't really got a lot of wiggle room for getting them in the wrong places. So it's going to be a case of laying it down carefully, making sure you get it in the right place. You can't really move it once it's down. That's there. It is a transparent tape anyway, so if you do go over, you might not be able to see it once it's done anyway. So I'm not worrying a great deal, but obviously getting it right is the best plan. Alright, we've got 3 of these, so we'll be putting them around the 3 areas. Now obviously these have got a curve to them for the first time, so we're going to make sure we get these in the right places. Obviously nothing to cover across the top inner curve. So hopefully these are going to be the right length. To fit around there, yep, just about. Looking good. Let's get the other 2 down. Obviously this is going to be a longer video than some of them, although it's not a terribly complicated step. It's just a little bit more time consuming than some of the previous issues, which is nice. It's quite dull getting a delivery every month and then spending 30 seconds building it. So it's quite nice to have a bit of time to actually do this. Right, so now looking at this, obviously we've got these 2 are the same. They've got the same numbers on them. Yeah, they're both DP05. Oh, they're 2 identical ones, so it doesn't matter which way around they go, but obviously that one is slightly different, and that one needs to go, it says in that position relative to the keyhole. Where are we? Up a bit so you can see it there. So from the top it's coming out that side of that. So let's turn that over. It's going to be there, I believe. Yep, looking at the cover, that's the instruction there, and it's next to the 2 holes. That's the easiest way to see that from the inside. Obviously you've got the 2 holes here, so going on here. So I'm going to take all of these off now, because that's just easier than picking and choosing, and it's far enough out the way that I can do the rest without worrying about catching it, I think. And if I do it wrong, then at least you might be able to catch it before you do it wrong the same way. So let's get rid of all of these. One more. That's it. Okay, so next to the 2 holes is where this one goes. That should be about there. And let's drop the others in again about the right place, and we'll worry about getting them exactly tied up, lined up from the outside, same as all the other bits of these. So let's get those about in there, then we can turn it over. Still get a hand inside. So the first one was about right. Oh, that one wasn't right because I didn't push it in properly. That's okay. Let's get that there. quite convenient that one came out, because then I can use the hole to get the next one lined up better from outside. That's that one, and one more. Last one of these is going to be trickier because you won't have the access from the side there. And there we have it. It's coming together. It's certainly getting there. Right, that's that for that. Now I've got to work on the frame. So I think that's it for the head for now. Yep. Now we've got to install mounting brackets to the internal head framework. So let me move the shiny dome out the way. Bring back the head. Right, so we've got the small bracket, got to line up in there, and we do need two of the short screws, which we got here. Let's open that. Just well I didn't put them away yet. Cut that open. Tip them out over the back here where they're not going to get knocked. Still grab them. I didn't get a screwdriver ready yet. Let's correct that. Now I'll put the screwdriver I was using in the pot. So there we go. Right, shorter screws. It's two short screws, one bracket, and let's see where it goes. Align the two holes on the mount with these two holes in the middle ring of the head frame. Main part of the mount should face down towards the top because it's upside down. Right, so looking at the picture, we're going next to these two. That bit there, that's the middle ring. So that looks like it's going in, that bit there, about there by the looks of the pictures. So I don't know exactly what this is. This is a camera mount. So I've got these two screws to put in there. I'm going to drop through that hole conveniently. This is where it gets tricky to do on camera at the moment. Let's get that first one in a little bit, and then the second one next to it. There we go. So that's the camera mount apparently. Cool. The result should look like this with the camera aligned to the large opening. Yep, it pretty much looks like it is aligned to the large opening there. Nice. Take the projector mount plus two of the longer screws and nuts provided. So we've got two of those longer ones, obviously another short one, and a couple more bolts and things there as well. Right, that's the projector mount. There's that other piece that came with that. Fit a nut into one of those, keeping the nut in place. Fit the mount next to the camera mount, just above the large circular hole. So that's the large circular hole, I should think. Maybe. Yeah, that's gone there. So that's going there. So I'm keeping that in there. That's going to be going in that way round like that. So let's try turning that way up then. That goes across. What do we think? Those two? Yeah, but the other way up. Okay. So yes, it does go in there. I had the right holes, but in the wrong place. Oh, let's pick up one of them. Drop that through. Got my finger over the nut on the other side so that doesn't fall out until I can get a couple of turns in there. Right, let's just check to see that that looks like it looks in the picture, and it certainly does according to that little picture down here. So we can then put the other nut on that side, that one that's much easier to get to, funnily enough. I should have done that one. And then the other screw will go in just there, tightening that down, and then going back to tighten up the other side and make sure all I've just done is nice and tight and secure. So that's that now. It says that finishes off the assembly for now. You can fit the dome over to see the head taking shape, but I'm not going to bother doing that because I've got the next two issues ready to go, which is putting more panels on the inside of the dome. So I'm not going to bother putting the dome back on to only take it off again in 5 seconds. So there we go. As ever, thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying the build so far. It is starting to take shape. So soon it will look like R2. So thanks for watching. Hope you're subscribing and following the channel for updates for the next video coming up, and see you soon.